From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Thank you for joining us today on You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and today with me I have a special guest, Dr. Jason Paulk. So, Dr. Paulk, thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Oh, and we have some exciting company in the studio with us that are going to do some performances along with talking about your career. So,
Exactly.
will you give a little highlight of who we have that's coming in for that?
Sure. We have Hound Avenue Quartet. It's a barbershop quartet founded by Ryan Body. And they're four of our undergrad music students. And I think you're going to like the two pieces they're singing for you today.
How exciting. Actually, I met you. You had came to Rotary a few weeks back and brought the same quartet in.
Right.
And that energy and enthusiasm, who can't enjoy listening to that type
They're a lot
of music?
of fun, self-directed, and just really hard workers.
Great. And so I appreciate all of them taking their time off for coming into the show and taking away from classes for a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, well, let's learn about you. So tell me a little bit. You've been at Eastern since 2005.
Yes.
And your background prior to that?
I grew up in North Georgia, small town, Cartersville, Georgia, and loved music from an early age. But I was just a regular kid too. Loved baseball, loved fishing, loved all the things. And in 7th grade, I became part of a chorus for the first time, like in the school choirs, and had an amazing teacher named Charles Nelson. And it sort of changed the trajectory of my life because I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do forever. I wanted to teach.
And that was at what age?
That was 7th grade.
7th grade.
12 years old or so.
And he recognized talent and gave you the structure?
He did. I was a pianist. I took piano lessons. And so because I had some piano skills, I was elected the student director of our choir. So I was able to learn how beautiful it was to help others learn and like help them accomplish more than, they could on their own, because I had a little skill at piano and could offer suggestions and help us, become a better ensemble. And so as student director, it gave me some teaching chops. He helped me learn to become a better teacher. And from there, I just knew that was how I wanted to focus my time.
Okay.
And finished. I studied with him, all through high school too. So middle school and high school. Then went off and studied music at Stetson University in Florida. Did a degree in music education and voice.
Okay.
And then I went directly into my master's degree at Westminster Choir College and did a conducting degree and a music education degree. And then I taught public schools in Florida. I taught 3 years in Deltona, Florida. And had decided I thought I would just teach high school forever. And I had some interactions with a professor at the University of Oklahoma by the name of Dennis Schrock. He's a real choral scholar, amazing teacher. And he said he wanted me to come and study with him and gave me a university fellowship. So for 3 years, he paid me to teach. And
how nice is that?
Exactly, yeah.
How nice is that?
It was an amazing blessing. Paid me to teach and work at OU. And the 3rd year, I just had free to write my dissertation. And during that year was when I visited Eastern. The job was open at Eastern, and I came and interviewed here.
And I was going to ask how you actually came up with the name of Eastern. We've always been known for having a very good music department.
Very strong.
So had you heard about Eastern even back when you were in Georgia and Florida? And
I don't remember as far back
Probably
as Georgia,
not.
but probably when I was at OU, I had heard because I was singing the Santa Fe Desert Chorale even when I was a student at OU. Santa Fe Desert Chorale is one of the top 5 professional choirs in the country. And so my teacher at OU, he was director of the Santa Fe Desert Chorale. So I had a chance to sing with them for about 3 years. And I'd heard about ENMU while there.
Okay.
And so when I saw the job come open, I thought, I should definitely apply. It's close, it's regional. It could be a really great first position, first college position. And when I came to visit, it wasn't quite what I expected. It was a little more rural than I expected. But I realized pretty quickly the faculty was amazing. Colleagues would be amazing. And even on my first visit to campus, John Olson was the department chair at that time.
Okay.
He was incredible. K. Paul Jones was VPA at the time, and Dr. Gamble was the president.
Wow.
And so I met all these people who cared so deeply about Eastern. And Dustin Cipher, who's now one of my best friends and colleagues, he showed me around, bought me a T-shirt before I left campus, and convinced me that there'd be no better place to start my teaching career.
Well, let's stop right there. I think our group's ready to perform.
All right.
So that'll add a lot of energy and life.
Absolutely.
So let's take a listen to them, and then
Absolutely.
we'll come back in and talk some more.
Great.
There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of the rolling world can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, it is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we've got this far, and can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, how it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. There's a time for everyone, if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors, when the heart of the star-crossed Voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, it is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far, and can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, how it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very
What a treat. What a treat. Oh, they're amazing.
They're such good kids. They work so hard. Ryan founded this group a couple of years ago, and they're all self-directed, self-taught. They just spend their free time, which
Wow.
is not very much in the music department, preparing this barbershop music.
Oh, they have to have a love for it to just want to do that.
They
So,
absolutely do.
so maybe we can convince them to come back and do another one here in a few minutes.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think
If
they're planning on
I
it.
talk really nice to him.
Absolutely.
Well, before we let in and listened to the singing, you were talking about when you came and interviewed here at Eastern and talked with Mr. Seifert,
Seifert, yes.
and he brought you a T-shirt, and that's what did it, right?
Before I left campus, yeah, he bought me the T-shirt and said, "This would be a perfect home for you to start your academic, collegiate teaching career."
Right.
And he promised he'd be a great colleague and be supportive of helping keep the great traditions going that were already here with the choirs. And everyone was just amazing. Like from like I said, Dr. Gamble on
All
down
the way
through the
down.
administration.
Well, and what a nice way to bring you in. And what were your goals when you came in? What did and now you've been here long enough now. You've seen some fruition of that. But when you came in, I'm sure it's like a football coach. You're going to do it your way, and you're going to
Sure.
change the team and different things. So
Well, I didn't set out to change anything, but I did start out with some goals for recruiting,
okay,
and that was a big part of my strategy. I went to talk to Dr. Gamble and said we need some scholarship money for recruiting great
hmm
students, and he said I didn't know that.
oh,
He said he had never been told that before, so he helped me out, initially with a recruiting budget, and so my goal was 16 new voice majors a year. For the first 4 years, that was my goal, and we actually accomplished that.
very
And
good.
so historically, we've had about 16 new majors every year in the voice area until COVID. And
Mm,
since then, we've just like everybody just been sort of struggling, and now we're on the rebound
getting on
again.
track.
Yeah,
Where all do you recruit? Within New Mexico, West Texas, or do you go just further out than that?
that's a good question. Mostly it's regional.
Okay.
We want to provide the best education we can to those students who come to us. As Dr. Gamble always said, I loved that line because we have some amazing talent right in our backyard. So we have students from Clovis and Portales
hmm
and Roswell and Hobbs and Artesia. And so we focus on our region mostly, but we also go to West Texas. We perform in the schools there. Every fall, we do a recruitment tour. We're gearing up for one now where we're going to start in Artesia, and then we'll sing in Roswell, Ruidoso, and then 3 high schools in Las Cruces.
Well, and if you see, just like when you came in with to Rotary with the group that you have with you today, and you see that, you may go home and talk with somebody. And if these students in high school see this, what year do you try to connect with them? Junior,
We
before they
hope to even
sign.
get them on campus before then. So every summer we host a choir camp, and so hopefully by the time they're a junior, they've been at choir camp a couple of years, and they know what the environment is at Eastern, what the
If you've been here,
yeah, what the vibe is on campus and how friendly our faculty are, that sort of thing. And then by their junior year, we're reminding them that they need to be auditioning for scholarships for their upcoming senior year or their freshman year as they come to college. And because it's a special student who has spent the time to prepare to be a music major, usually somebody can't just decide when they
oh,
show up as a freshman, oh, I want to be a music major
you're
because they don't have the keyboard skills or the theory background and that
you're
sort of thing.
behind. It's kind of interesting when you talked about those kids coming in. Say they want to do choir camp. How would they find out about that?
Uh, Well, usually their teachers will tell them. I send flyers out to their teachers to share with them. But if anybody's interested, it's enmu.edu/choir camp
Okay.
on our website. But every summer, it's usually the first week of June. It's a 5-day camp, and it's very economically priced, about $285 for all the food, housing, and everything. They get to sing in an amazing choir with another 100
Wow.
plus singers from around the state.
And if I was a trackster, for track, you hated to be in the slow heat. You always wanted to be with players that were better than you were
Exactly.
because it stepped your game up.
Absolutely.
And so when you're at camp and you start seeing
Exactly.
the quality and level people are at.
From people around the state. And also, you get a
Mhm.
jump start on the audition process for All State the following fall. So you leave choir camp having learned the audition solo and an audition ensemble piece. You have sight reading classes, conducting classes. You have a master class every day. You can take a private lesson with a college teacher. And it's a great opportunity.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So traveling and performing, you've done a lot of that too, to have some ability to take students some different places
Oh, we have
around the world.
incredible opportunities. Even from way back in 2007, we took a group of about 30 students to China. We sang at an international choral festival in Beijing and Tianjin, China, and I did a presentation for some conductors there. And then we've been to Central Europe several times.
Wow.
We're going back in the spring. We'll be going back to London and Paris and performing.
Do you need a
And
chaperone?
sure, absolutely, you can come right along. If nothing else, help us carry bags.
I can do that.
It's going to be a great tour. We'll be traveling as part of a global ambassador choir through a company called World Strides, and it should be an amazing tour.
I know my nephew was able to travel when he was in the music program, and they went to Ireland, and
Yes,
that was with the band, but had a
it's a
great
great
time.
tradition that the bands
So,
have established. They go to Ireland every 4 or 5 years.
okay. Well, very nice. So, so London now, you mentioned China, that had to be an experience.
It was incredible. I think maybe the most memorable tour we've done abroad was the year after COVID lockdowns were lifted.
Mm.
We had started a tour with about 75 people traveling, ended up ultimately traveling with about 35 to Spain. And so we spent 12 days covering the entire country of Spain. And everyone was so hungry to hear live music because for 2 years they hadn't had the opportunity to hear anything. So we had standing room only audiences throughout the country,
Oh, how amazing.
in Barcelona and throughout the south of the country. It was just incredible.
And we've talked about that, the difference of things can be so perfect off of a CD but when it's live,
Yeah.
there's an energy and a love for it that just comes about that you don't
Absolutely.
get when it's pre-recorded.
It's absolutely true.
So I know when I go to the things and I know there's a lot of things in the music department coming up every school year, but at the fall is the time of year that you have a lot
Right.
that hits. So that's something to look forward to each year.
Yeah, we're
But
gearing up for a fall concert Thursday night and a big band dance Friday night, a Wind Symphony concert on Sunday. We leave for a tour where I mentioned we're singing around the southern part of the state, and then a Pops concert.
oh wow.
Very soon.
Yeah, I've been to Pops, and that's a
Right.
chance to
Pops
kind
is
of
wonderful.
dress up if you like to do
Right,
that.
Wind
and
Symphony
enjoy.
and Swanee Singers will be performing. And then our annual holiday concert, which is sort of our gift to the community. It's open to anyone free of
And
charge.
And it
As
truly is
all of our
it truly
concerts
is
are.
a gift. I try to go, and there was one year I wasn't able to make it because of a surgery, and the whole season it just wasn't set right without having that music.
Didn't feel like the
to
season
go
was
into.
ready, right?
No, it
It's our
did not.
kickoff. It's early December, and sometimes it feels like it's too early, but it's a really nice way to start the holiday season.
And that's definitely something that happens every year. So for
Yep.
people can go to our to your website, the enmu.edu
/music.
and /music,
Mhm.
and then there's calendar of events, and
Right.
that's something that's open to the public to get on the webpage.
Exactly.
And look at that. So our group said they would sing one more for us.
Absolutely.
So
I think you're going to enjoy this
I
one.
think they're ready. So let's listen to them, and
All
then
right.
we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Sounds great.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, 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 swing. Well, Ezekiel went down to the middle of the field, saw an angel working on the chariot wheel. Wasn't so particular about the chariot wheel, he just wanted to see how the chariot feels. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, 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 swing. Well, Ezekiel went down and he got on board. Chariot went up bumping on down the road. Wasn't so particular about that bumping on the road. He just wanted to lay down his heavy load. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side.
So I'm still moving in my seat.
You can hardly sit still during that one.
No, you can't. And again, a stellar performance and a big thank you to the students for coming in,
Absolutely.
and hopefully can have them. We're giving some thought to having them come in and do some of our music on our outro, and I think that's something that everyone would enjoy.
That'd be great fun.
So again, thank you to them for doing that for us. So a little bit about you teach several classes.
Mhm.
Tell me about that.
Sure.
Just
So
shortly, we have about 6 minutes left.
absolutely. So I teach the conducting sequence for the choral music education majors. So it's conducting 1 and 2, beginning and advanced conducting. And I teach 3 choral ensembles. So University Singers is a large choir, open to anyone across campus.
Okay.
This semester it's about 65. We've had as many as 100 in class, depending upon the semester. Chamber Singers is 24 this semester, and it's audition only. And Swanee Singers, this semester it's 5 girls. And sometimes it varies. Sometimes it's a mixed ensemble. We'll have 12 SATB singers.
Very nice. And to go along with this job, I know you were talking about the fact when you went to Dr. Gamble about you recruit and you have to get funding and scholarships.
Right.
You probably never thought you were going to be doing sales and marketing when you went into music.
Well, when I did my doctorate in choral conducting, I never expected to have to be so entrepreneurial and shake many trees to make lots of things happen in some ways. But it's a really neat place in that you get to learn a lot of skills.
That's true.
And if you want it to happen and you can envision it happening, administrators are supportive. I don't think I've ever been told no. I've been asked, how can you make this happen? Is it possible? How can you find the funding? But I've never been told no. And that's one of the reasons I think I've stayed at Eastern for almost 20 years.
Always have a challenge, and it doesn't
Absolutely.
get old, and it's not the same thing every
It's
every
true.
semester even.
Every semester it's new.
And different students that for me, the students give me the energy, and they are what give me that drive.
Absolutely. I mean,
Watching them.
that's the reason I'm here. I want to pour my life into theirs because I want to see them have a great life and the opportunity to do a job that they love. Because if you do a job you love, you never work a day in your life. You've heard that saying.
I have.
And so sometimes I joke with them, I come to work every day, but I get to play. And so I play every week and somehow I get paid for it. And so it's an amazing treat. Yeah.
Well, and we don't have long to touch on this. I know you've done a lot of publications that go along with this, but you've been awarded a very special honor this year. You are actually the Educator of the Year for the New Mexico Music Association for New Mexico. So
NMMEA,
congratulations.
thank you so much. The NMMEA is a really special organization. I've been part of them since I came to ENMU and have served in various capacities as a collegiate vice president, and many of our faculty have served in leadership roles with that organization. And so I'm really honored. It's a really wonderful tribute.
Well, and when I was reading and prepping for talking today, one of the things that I read was you said, my life's work continues on in my students.
That's right.
So it just keeps on going. And as they become teachers or performers, you keep living on through them and
Absolutely.
their future generations in with them.
I joke with students now. I have 3rd and 4th generations of students coming back to Eastern. Makes me feel very old, but I'll joke with them. Say, you're my great grand musical child,
wow. Wow.
and that's always fun.
Well, and children that are brought up in a home with music, they sing and they see their parents, and hopefully that talent tends to pass on down.
Right.
So tell me what all's involved with the Educator of the Year. You have an award breakfast in January, right?
It's a luncheon in January at Allstate.
Okay.
So we'll be in Albuquerque for the Allstate conference. And there'll be a really nice conference where they recognize the awardees this year in 2024. And it should be nice to be able to see a lot of colleagues and friends there that I've made through the years at Eastern. Actually, one of my graduate school friends, Virginia Nichols Hercock, she's a past award winner of NMMEA's Music Educator of the Year, as is Dustin Seifert.
Very
and
nice.
So it'll be nice to celebrate with them.
Well, it's a well-deserved and
Thank you.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you so much.
Actually, it's on our website here at Eastern. They can read a little bit, viewers can read a little bit more about it and learn what that is about and the goals of the New Mexico Music Association as well.
Yeah.
We have enough time. You told me a funny story about a student who showed up somewhere without the proper attire to perform.
Right. So we were saying that it's not always the mountaintop performance experiences you remember, but years ago we were in London and performing at St. Paul's. We were singing Evensong. It was a really wonderful opportunity for the students, and we had to process through the cathedral. And I looked at I was looking at feet walking by, and I see all black shoes, and then this glaring white sneakers on this young man. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa.
No, no,
You
no.
can't wear those. And so we're in rehearsal, and he says, well, I didn't bring my dress shoes. And I said, you have black socks, right? And he said, yeah. So he processed in his black socks,
It
and
was
nobody knew the difference. It
much
was
less
absolutely
noticeable than those white pennies.
much less than the white sneakers.
So just flow with it. So,
Absolutely.
well, for all of our viewers, again, go to the website for the calendar of events.
Right.
We have a lot of things on campus all the time.
Absolutely.
So get involved and enjoy this.
And most are free of charge, but thanks to the Student Fees Board. And just a shout out to them. They do great work at Eastern.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Paulk, pleasure having you and
Thank
the
you so
singers.
much.
Look forward to having you back again.
I appreciate that.
A thank you to our floor crew today, Emily, and also to Josh and Cameron. Appreciate that. And for all of you out there and watching, thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. Cheers.